Shabbat Shalom Mishpah YisraYah, we greet you all in the most excellent name of Yahweh, of the power of His strength, the revelation in Yeshua HaMashiach. We greet you all as we gather here in the city of Yerushalayim, the city of Shalom, where the teaching of Yah's Shalom is taught unto the nation of His election, and that is YisraYah, those that prevail against the powers of darkness, against the opposition of hell, because we have the living testimony of His power, and that testimony is the strength, wisdom, and understanding of Yeshua HaMashiach in the bosom of YisraYah. We greet you wherever you're listening from, you that have joined us for the first time. We do greet you all in Yeshua's mighty name. And as we have gathered here in the city of Yerushalayim, and others of you that are gathered in different parts of the United States of America or other nations, we gather in the same Ruach, in the city of Almighty Yah, here in Yerushalayim, and as Yeshua HaMashiach, as He has made the entrance into our minds, our hearts, that He may intrigue us tonight, we sound the alarm of the shofar. The presence of Yah is in Yerushalayim. For His presence filled the Bayats, and His train filled the temple. Again, greeting to you all, YisraYah. This is Re'ach David YisraYah, sitting here live on this Shabbat evening, this Shabbaton that Yah has granted unto His elect, that we may take great delight and rejoice in the abundance of His berechaya, the blessings that He has poured out among us, understanding the riches of His knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, that we will have the strength, the fortitude, and power to oppose every vile thing of hell that rise up against the very power of Almighty Yah. We shall stand. We shall not succumb to the workings of darkness that have been created out of the belly of darkness of hell. We shall stand as a nation, a people, those that have been elected before the foundations of the earth. We may show forth the excellence of Almighty Yah in Yeshua HaMashiach. We do hope that this day has been a blessed day for you all. Well, it certainly has been for me here at Yeshua community, as we have labored and taken care of the activities that were vital, important to the progression and the stability of Yeshua community, because we have victory in Yeshua HaMashiach. I certainly enjoy the splitting of the word as my Ach Shimri and my Ach Yosipiyah, as we gathered on this past Yom Revi'i, Wednesday evening before Chat Ve'imat, and we were able to split and word and fellowship one with the other, and what a beautiful blessing it was. Behold, how beautiful and how pleasant it is for the Ach to dwell together in the unity of Yah by the Ruach, the Spirit, Yeshua HaMashiach. And I delight much that my Abba gives me strength and His healing power in my physical being, that He has taught me by the disciplines of His Torah. As I sat at the gathering today, as we gathered for our breakfast early on this Yom HaShishi, and I said to us that it is one thing that Yeshua is. He is the living power of Torah, the healing of Torah, the strength of Torah. And we as a people of YisraYah, if we would oblige Yah and walk in the beauty of the Torah, through the power of the Ruach, the testimony of Yeshua, we will be a people that's healthy, the healing power of Yah resting upon us. And when we hear the power of His emet talked or preach unto us, then we are healed by the Torah, the Dabah, the word of Yah. He sends forth the preaching, and it heals YisraYah. What a great delight it is to gather with you, YisraYah, here in Jerusalem. I do want to give out the telephone number. The telephone number is area code 843-658-6222. We do welcome your calls on this Shabbat evening. I do want to talk on a specific matter on tonight, as we see the nations of the earth in this hour, as many of the nations of the earth, as we see what's happening in Tunisia, as we can see the grandizing of the revolt there in Egypt that has spread it to Libya and Yemen and Bahrain. Yet, we as people and as a nation, the first thing we cry that the people want their liberties. I want to say to you, my friend, here in this most damnable, corrupt nation, if you think you have liberties, you have deceived your twisted mind. It is one thing that the mind, it is deceitful above all things, and it is a very desperately wicked entity in man. So if we as a people, of course we think because we can say what we want and respond to a person in any kind of disregard we want, we think that we have liberty. I am a man, I say what I want to say. I am a woman, no one can tell me. No one has the authority to tell me, and this is the most damnable delusion that a people could ever be taken under. And we literally think that we have freedoms, and yet our minds are controlled by the power of the media of the wicked. Your appetite, your desire, everything is controlled by this most damnable twisted media that is controlled by wicked men and women. And that's all they display is their wickedness. They control your desire, the way you dress, the way you eat. They control the way you look, the way you talk, the way you respond. That is what the wicked does. Of course, we will say that's not so, but it is so, YisraYah. We think we have a mind. You don't have the mind of Yeshua HaMashiach, because that mind pleases the Abba. It is amazing how this wicked nation, that what we see that is transpiring in other nations, we believe that this is a great work that is manifesting. We have not seen the very delusion and the havoc that shall be in these nations. We say we have democracy and we are free. Are you free, my friend? We have a constitution. Well, that same constitution, it negated those that were of the diasporas and said that they were 1/5 of a man. So how can you litigate from a constitution that has come from corrupt minds that did not give a damn about human life at all? We have been duped. We have been tricked, and we literally think that we have the most grandizing document upon the face of the earth. I tell you, you are a twisted, damnable, deceived fool if you believe that. This is the first time in modern day history that this concept of democracy, whereby the people rule, and it is ruled by the majority. That's not so. A government whose power or its invested power, its supreme power, is in the vested right or the power of the people, and they exercise the desire of the people. Well, that's not so in this capitalistic system of democracy. I believe it's according to the people of power, the very few that call themselves the elitists, the blue bloods, and yet things are controlled by the power of the few. And this thing that we call voting, it is one of the most powerful deception that one could ever even imagine. They deceive your minds. They paint the image that this is the man, this is the woman. Why do you think they spend so much money on media? And they constantly pump their ideas. You don't know a damn thing. You simply believe what media has taught you. And you go with that, my friend, and you will say, well, she is right, he is wrong. And we literally think that we are adding someone to the supreme power of the powers of hell. They elect their own children. And those that are the same birth line and of the same seed that they are of. So we here in America, we say that there is no other time on the face of the earth that this most prominent system of democracy has ever practiced. You're wrong, my friend. If any system is not based upon the Torah of Yah, it is a system of demonic powers. I don't give a damn if it's democracy, communism, capitalism, any kind of system. It is not based upon Torah, statutes, ordinance. It is a twisted, devious system birthed out of the belly of darkness, causing it to rise up in the bosom of man, that they will dethrone the very essence of the Torah of Yah. We find in this democracy that we think we're enjoying, and there are those that rejoice as to what is happening in Tunisia, and say that the people in Egypt, they were not free, as though we are free in this country. Well, I'm free to do what I want to. You literally believe that you can't do a damn thing. You work 9 hours a day. The television entertains you 6 hours a day. And the bankers command you to make the payment of $1,800 a month for 30 years. And you are free? That's silly, my friend. You're bound. You're in captivity. Because those that borrow from the lenders, you are a servant of the lender. So tell me, is your home paid for? Your piece of land, your car? Is all that paid for? Can you walk off your job any day and say, this is it? You don't have the courage to do that, and yet you're free. You're bound to the banker. You're bound by the electrical or the source of your energy, the energy companies. You are bound by your heating resources as to where it comes from. You're bound by car insurance. You're bound by all kinds of things. And you must work. You must work to please the master. And yet this is under a system of democracy. Well, it has never been practiced before, my friend. I will show us tonight in the Chatveh where the same system has been practiced. You're listening to Shamah YisraYah with Re'ach Dawid YisraYah sitting here live tonight. The telephone number is area code 843-658-6222. We do record this program for different outlets, for our website, for YouTube, and those that have requested and asked for live messages on DVDs and things of that nature. So we have begun that process. We don't have many. So everything that we are doing, we are recording that so that we can give you an insight as to what we're doing here at Yeshua Community. We do want to hear your calls tonight and talk with you. The telephone number is area code 843-658-6222. I want to establish this as I began this teaching on tonight. One thing I want to establish. It says in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verse 9. Solomon says in all of his wisdom and knowledge of Yah, he said the thing that has been. Do you understand that there is a thing that has been, things that have been? He said the thing that has been, it is that which shall be. So whatever has been, it is also that which shall transpire. We shall see it in a form that seems legit, but it's not legit. Also, and that which is done is that which shall be done. What has been done, it shall be done again. The nature of his people, a very rebellious and wicked people, an earth that is vile and corrupt. So that which shall be done, Shaul says, is that which shall be done. We've already seen it. It has already been done. And so it has already been performed before. But we are so gullible. We think because something is made known to us, it has never been. May I continue to read? Shlomo says here in Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verse 9. I want to establish this as we see the nations of the people relish in this great explosion of what we call democracy. Has it ever been? Well, Shlomo said the thing that has been is that which shall be. Is that enough that we can determine? Or must we see a pattern of the same system in the Torah, the writings of the Nevi'im, that we can constitute the same kind of system that we in this nation and a couple of other nations call democracy? You will know that it is democracy by the fruits of what is brought forth out of that system. So that which is done, it is done or has been done. He says to us, there is no chadash, no new thing under the shemesh. Nothing new under the sun, my friend. Oh, this is new. Oh, you think that it is new. You think that you have discovered something that no one had discovered before you. It always amazes me as I hear men, and especially those that are so spiritual. They will say, well, y'all told me, or y'all said this, and y'all guided me. Well, it is the Torah of life that guides YisraYah. It's the power of his imat, Yeshua, is the guiding principle and the tikvah of YisraYah. So there is nothing new under the sun. So you tell me the form of communism, it is not new, not at all. Totalitarianism is not new, not at all. You tell me constitutions are new, or America the supreme, the only country and the only people, the only nation, the Go'i, that has had a constitution, my friend, in the most tribal communities. There are constitutions that are not written on paper, but it's simply in the heart of their neighbors. Their principles and things that they walk in, and they do not defy that. We have the writings of the documents, the Constitution, and all of those things, but they're not worth a damn. They're not even worth the paper that they are written on. There is nothing new under the sun. He says in verse 10 of Ecclesiastes 1 and 10, Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is Hadash, this is new? He says, in my wisdom and my communion with Almighty Yah, it has been already of old time, which was before us. You tell me that there has been a government based upon the principles of what we in this nation call democracy. The word democracy did not even become a part of the vernacular until around 1576. From its created sources of Latin and Greek and what the system implies, it is a government. So damn the government of Yah, it doesn't mean a damn thing. It is a government whereby the supreme power, or the power that exists, it is vested in the people. And it is exercised by them directly or indirectly through a system whereby we have representatives to represent the masses of the people. And that produced some form of election. You think that that is the first system of that nature, whereby the people exalted their will, their purpose, their desire over the Torah of Yah? You literally think that there has not been a system like what we call this democracy, this demonic structure, in a structure that's disdain the Torah of Yah. It's not worth a damn thing. And we find the mind of this wickedness of even this nation of Gentiles, a Goem, trying to spread this most venerable, vile spirit of hatred. And that's what we find in the system of democracy. And oppress people, they oppress the howling for the wages. Is that not happening today, YisraYah? That a man today with all of his intellectual properties, he has gone to his graduate and undergraduate school, and he can barely find a job because they create this kind of mindset that is subject to the very powers that rule. So they educate you to make you a damn fool. As my elderly grandmother would say, you become simply an educated fool. You don't even have the sense or the knowledge of direction that I have. Or you can spew out all these excellent words of speech, but it's of no substance. I can see that in your life. This spirit of democracy, it evolved out one of the most wicked mindsets among man, when one denied the Most High, when one rejected the order of his government to direct them, to bring them into his presence, they cried, no, we want to be like the Goyim, the Gentiles, the wicked ones. We want to practice the same thing that they practice. We want our pagan order. We don't want our principles enriched in the very nature of the one that created all things. We don't want that. We want our own system. We want to be different. We want our own way, our own order. I'm here to tell you, my friend, this order, the things that we are seeing in these nations, oh, Yah is in control. Let no one deceive you of that. This is of the very order of darkness, Hashatan, as he caused the demonic powers of the rulers of the nations, the principalities and powers, and the rulers of the darkness of this world. And kings, these are melech, these are powerful kings, that the power, their strength is imparted into a man when he ascends to the throne of that kingdom. How does a man stay in power 40 years like Mr. Gaddafi? 30 years like Mr. Mubarak, Mr. Mubarak. How is that so? And how does a dynasty, and we call this silly land of Britain, whereby this little putrefied woman, they call her queen, and yet she lives lavishly and rich and powerful, and she spits on her subjects that this damn Jezebel will not even embrace, even shake their hands. There's certain protocol that she doesn't even embrace the subject. And this piece of trash, this damn bastard, lives off the backs of those people, and they spend the tune of millions of dollars a year, 75 million, to substantiate this false Jezebel. No system that is as beautiful as the system of democracy. It is new, it is vibrant, it is fresh. There is nothing new, my friend, under the sun. What we see now, it was already of old time. It has always been. It's just repackaged. Nothing has changed. What has changed in the clothing you wear? It's the same cotton that was used before you were ever born. 3,000 years ago. So how is it new? Well, the style. Can I ask you, is it so stylish? Does it cover you? Does it hide the parts that you don't reveal? So what's new about that? We are such a people that we are impressed with trickery. It's not going to take much for the enemy to deceive our minds. Well, no one can deceive me, you silly thing. That's the way we are. We are susceptible and we're easily deceived. Is there, was there, has it ever been a system that we call democracy that has ever been upon the face of the earth? If there is nothing new than democracy or this system that has been packaged in this demology or this demon form, then it must have been before YisraYah. And I'm here to say to you, it has been. It has been. It is no different than communism. It is no different than totalitarianism. The system or the implementation are different in the sense that in this system they use every kind of trickery of your mind and they bring you under the spirit of Shumuth. We have been made slaves and drones, that we have no ability. We think that we have some kind of intellectual properties that we have created. No, it has been created in your mind by the wicked one. For the televisions tell you how to think, how to move, and what to have, and what constitutes your worth and makes you valuable. Well, you have not gotten to the point, man, whereby there was a system of democracy. Well, it's in the book. It is a system that rejects Yeshua. It's a damnable, twisted system. Oh, the enemy lets you flourish in your folly, your foolishness, and your triviality. You literally think that you're free. You literally think that. I want to identify this system. You're listening to Shamah YisraYah, David YisraYah sitting here live. We do want to hear from you. I want to talk, but I do want your interactions. You have a question. You have something you want to add. I welcome all of that. The telephone number is area code 843-658-6222. I want to show you, as we see the system of Yah, what it is based upon and the principles. And you ask yourself, is that the system of democracy and capitalism?